Coming out to the ball game, bundle up. It is chilly out here with the wind blowing, but it's going to be a dry one, it looks like, here tonight. Good night for a football game. Come out and take in what should be a great final game to the regular season for the Clinton Maroons. With the penalty, the Maroons will get the ball at their own 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Clinton wearing the all-maroon uniforms here tonight. Their new uniforms that they broke out with the first home game earlier this year against Monticello. And they'll start on offense first, and Parson on a first down carry, met at the line of scrimmage, but falls forward for 2 or 3 yards. It'll bring up a second down at about 7 or 8 coming up for the Maroons. They're going to spot it closer to the 37-yard line, so a gain of 2 for Matt. Well, we won't expect anything real tricky out of the Maroons, I would think, here tonight. I'm sure that there might be some scouts in the crowd, the possible potential playoff teams that we'll talk about later on. Might be sending some coaches out to take in this ball game. And as long as we can move it on the ground and accomplish what we want to accomplish here tonight that way, here's the option. The pitch, Carter has it, stays in bounds, and is close to a first down out near the 45-yard line. I think he'll be spotted just short of it. But if the Maroons can move the football just like that, I doubt we'll see a lot of razzle-dazzle on the ball in the air here in this ball game tonight. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, plan on some conservative play calling, and that's not disrespectful to Eureka. That's just more covering themselves. And it wouldn't hurt for Clinton to be able to establish some things too, and to maybe give some schools some other things to think about besides that option offense.
3rd and 1 for the Maroons. Nate Sams, quarterback keeper, has plenty for the first down as he's across the 45 and to about the 47-yard line. Picked up 3 yards on the quarterback sneak. Maroons are at the 47-yard line in their own territory with the first down. We see Jesse Johns trotting off to the sideline. It's, I'm sure, been a good lift for the offensive line to get Jesse back. You know, he missed a couple games toward the middle of the season, but he's back and appears to be pretty healthy and moving around on that knee just fine, and it's good to have him back, even though he might just be playing part-time out there.
Yeah, the nice thing about tonight, Larry, is no one has to play, so if the coaching staff doesn't feel they're ready, then you're not going to see them out there tonight.
Delayed handoff will go to Carter as he tries the left side, got it across midfield to about the 49-yard line. A gain of almost 4 yards on the play. We'll wait and see as they give the forward spot to him to the 49-yard line of Eureka. A gain of almost 4 yards. 2nd and a long 6 coming up for the Maroons. We'll wait and see if Ben Nichols gets a chance to play tonight. He was only in for 1 play last week. Chances are we won't see him a lot here tonight in this ball game. And we'll also be watching how Doug Hammer moves around on that ankle, still bothering him some. Here's the option. The pitch goes to Carter. Carter puts his head down, only got about a yard or so, but there's a flag thrown on the play. And I'm not sure what that was. It was at the point of the tackle. Did they get a hold of the face mask? Yes, that's the sign from the official. And the Maroons will get a first down. A very inadvertent face mask, I'm sure, on the part of the quarterback on offense. But out there defensively right now, Matt Keppel, but I think he got a hold of the face mask, and that'll give the Maroons a first down.
Yeah, it was a nice read by Keppel. He came from all the way across from his safety position and closed the gap on Carter there real quick, but I believe he'd probably be the one that was fingered for that face mask. It looks like a 15-yard penalty here is going to push Clinton well into Eureka territory.
That pushes the ball inside the 35 down to about the 33-yard line. First down and 10. For the Maroons, Nate Sams done a terrific job as the sophomore quarterback for the Maroons. Has him up to the line. He'll give it straight through to Parson. Had a hole, bounces off a man into the secondary and down to the 25-yard line. A quick 7 or 8 yards or so, depending upon the spot by the officials. They'll give him to about the 26-yard line. So it's about 7 yards on the play. And 2nd down and 3 will be coming up for the Maroons.
It looks like Clinton's already getting into their balanced scheme of things, which usually bodes well for them. All 3 different ball carriers each have touched the ball twice, so obviously the coaching staff's going to be wary of any trends and try to avoid them.
All right, Sams will hand it off again. Again, it's Parson with the carry, trying to right side and fighting for first down yardage. He's very close, but we'll wait and see if he got the first down or not. Might be a little bit short. Now by the spot by the official across the field here, he's going to be at least a yard short. So we will call it 3rd down and about a half yard or so for the first down.
And Lance Taylor just checked in the game, so it's obvious everyone's going to get a lot of playing time tonight, and that's a good thing for Clinton to help the depth a little bit.
Sams this time will roll out. He's going to throw. Looking, gets plenty of time, fires it downfield. For Taylor, makes the catch. The defender falls down. It's a touchdown. The defender fell down trying to cover it, Mike Hoffman, and Taylor was able to cradle it in about the 5-yard line and take it in for an easy touchdown. A nice throw by Sams, who took his time and made sure he put it right on the hands of Taylor. Taylor gets his first touchdown catch of the year, and the Maroons take a quick 6-0 lead here in the first quarter of play. The score coming at the 8:49 mark to go in the first quarter of play.
Little down and out pattern run by Taylor. Did a nice job, a good cut, on the play, and the cut was so good that the defender slipped and fell down, and Taylor just was able to walk in after that. They gave him one-on-one coverage out there, and he beat it.
In for the extra point. Under a lot of pressure, boots it with plenty of distance, and it is through there. It is good. So the Maroons are off to a great start. Their opening drive nets a touchdown. They lead 7-0. Back with the Maroons kickoff in just a moment. Taken by one of the up men, as it was a short boot taken around the 25-yard line and still scrambling to get it upfield to about the 38-yard line. On the return was Matt Weinkant, I believe. Anyway, they'll have it about the 38-yard line, 1st and 10, and we'll see what Eureka comes out with offensively now on their first possession of this football game. Clinton leading 7-0, and you mentioned some other players getting a chance to see some playing time. Lance Taylor's been getting more and more playing time here later in the latter portion of the year, and he cashed right in on that pass catch there.
Yeah, nice route again, like I said, and good job.
They'll run it up the middle on 1st down, and a gain of just a few yards to about the 43-yard line. Roki got about 4 yards on the carry. He's their fullback. It'll be 2nd down and about 6 coming up. Take a look at their offense. We mentioned Matt Keppel out there defensively a moment ago. He is their quarterback on offense. Luke Roki, who's 5'10", 165 pounds, and a junior, is their fullback. And we'll check and see who's in there at the tailback spot in just a moment. They line up 2 players in the slots and a couple of wingbacks. One goes in motion now, and one lone back in the backfield who will take the pitch and try to sweep it around the left side. But Bob Igems comes up and puts him down in a hurry. Got some help on the play, but Igems initially the man on the play for the Maroons defense.
That's a nice job. That's a nice job by Bob Igems, because he's got the whole field to cover there, and Roki can cut either inside or take it outside. But Bob took the good pursuit angle and was able to actually knock him back for about a 2-yard loss.
Loss of actually closer to 3 yards, I think, Cameron, as they had about 4-yard pickup on the 1st down. But anyway, you cut it. It's 3rd down and 9 coming up. At their own 40-yard line for the Hornets. They send one man wide to the right side, another wide to the left side. Keppel being flushed out of the pocket, rolling out right under a lot of pressure, trying to get a pass off, floats it out there and over the head of his intended receiver, incomplete. Adam Long had good coverage on the play right in front of the Clinton bench, as the intended receiver was Mike Kaufman. But thrown too far upfield near midfield. It goes incomplete. 4th and 9 coming up for the Hornets. Maroons are off to a good start on both sides of the football, it looks like.
Yeah, one of those interesting things about Eureka is they don't use a tight end, so they have just 5 linemen, and with Clinton's 5-man defensive front, you got to figure the Maroons are going to break through there and pressure Keppel a couple times tonight.
Keppel will also handle the punting chores. Parson, and I think, is that Ryan Conley back in there? High snap, he pulls it down. Ooh, almost blocked, but Jamie Queer couldn't quite get to that football. They'll let it bounce, and no, that's Chad Herzog that will let it roll. It was Herzog and Parson, the 2 deep men. And it rolls inside the 20-yard line to about the 19, where the Maroons will have their 2nd possession of the evening, 1st and 10. Clinton leads 7-0 on a 23-yard touchdown pass from Nate Sams, who appeared to be under some pressure, but really stood his ground for a long time before he finally threw the ball to Lance Taylor, and he knew how much time he had, and he put it right on the numbers.
Yeah, Nate did a good job of letting that play develop. I mean, we give credit to Lance Taylor there, but Nate put the ball right on the numbers and made it easy for Lance, and Lance did the rest.
So the Maroons starting from their own 19 this time. On 1st down, they'll run it, the misdirection. Herzog has a little opening up the middle, and then he's met hard and dropped immediately after about a 1 or 2 yard gain. They'll give him 2 yards to the 21-yard line. He took a real shot, though. Brad Earl's in the ball game at one of the tight end spots we see, getting some playing time again tonight, as he did last week against Argenta Oriana. And, with the absence of Ben Nichols, that gives some of these other players that didn't play quite as much earlier in the year a chance to see some playing time. Also jogging in the ball game with the play was Ross Wantland, who's getting more and more playing time. Carter will try the right side. He stays on his feet, and boy, some nifty running. Gets it out there to about the 28-yard line before he's brought down. He'll be about a yard or so short of the 1st down. Only about a yard short, it appears, of the 1st down. Wantland's rotating with Jesse Johns and bringing the plays in and out of the ball game. From their line position, just looking here while I have a moment between plays for Ben Nichols along the sideline. And picking him up. He's easy. There he is. He's usually pretty easy to pick out because he stands above everybody else. He's in uniform and available at the Maroons wanting. 3rd down and 1. And they'll try the run right into the middle. Parson with the call. But boy, he was met right at the line of scrimmage. We'll see if he got enough forward progress for the 1st down. It's a 3rd down play, so the Maroons need the 1st down to continue this drive that started at their own 19-yard line. They might have to measure, Cameron.
Yeah, it's a good defense there by Eureka. They plugged up the middle really well, and usually Matt's pretty good at getting a yard or two there, but he was stopped up by several kids in white and green uniforms.
Yeah, Eureka out here in their traveling white jerseys with the green pants. By about half the length of the football, the Maroons got the first down. So Parson gets the first down. While you were in Texas last week showing off the baby and attending the wedding or whatever you were doing down there, Matt Parson rambled for, what, 177 yards against Argenta last week? Matt really had a terrific game last week running the football.
That's what I'm told. I'm told Clinton had the running game going that night. And that's good to see. Matt deserves that. He's worked hard all year, and we were just talking up here a little while ago about how great a kid he is, and it's good to see him get some credit for that.
Hornets were on top of that one. The Maroons went with a split backfield and then crossed those backs. Carter got the call and was met behind the line of scrimmage, dropped for a 1-yard loss on the play. 2nd and 11 coming up for the Maroons. The line of scrimmage is the 28 for Clinton. We're in the first quarter of play, just past the halfway point now. About 7 minutes into the ball game. Just under the 5-minute mark now to go in the first quarter of play. Clinton leading 7-0 in this non-conference game and the final game of the regular season for both these teams. Sam's on the option. We'll pitch it. Carter's got a big opening out here. He's the 40, 45, and down to about the 46-yard line. No, excuse me, that's the 40, 41-yard line. I got my yard lines crossed up, but he's down at about the 41, almost the 42-yard line before he's brought down on the play. That's good for a first down. A pickup of about 12 yards on the play. And again, they were keeping their eye on Nate Sams, it looked like, very closely that time, but Carter was wide open once Nate pitched the ball to him.
Yeah, Nate did a good job of, basically Eureka had 2 guys out there defending it, and Nate did a good job of drawing the wide man. I believe that was the cornerback for Eureka in. And when he pitched it to Josh, he had plenty of open field to work with and made a nice pickup.
Carter will try the middle, has an opening, breaks into the secondary, beats a man there. 45, 40-yard line, caught from behind, brought down by Keppel at the 40-yard line of Eureka. As Carter picks up 19 more yards on that run. A little trap play up the middle, it looked like, and a big hole for him. And he raced around one of their secondary people like they were standing still. And finally was caught from behind by Keppel at the 40-yard line of Eureka.
Big hole there on the left side of the line. Let's give some of the linemen credit over there. I believe that was Limmel and Wantlin on that play. I'm not sure. But I think Wantlin was in tackle on that play. Just a huge hole for Carter to run through, and he had a 19-yard pickup.
Herzog comes wide to the left side. I formation behind Nate Sams. He'll give to the first man, Parson. Tries the right side, has an opening, runs into a man. Keppel had to come up and make the tackle. But Parson put his head down and bowled his way for 6 more yards on the first down play. They'll give him only about 5, just over 5 yards on the play to the 35 of Eureka. It'll be 2nd and 5 coming up now for the Maroons.
Matt just he dishes out punishment. I mean, if you tackle him, you're gonna earn it, and you better have good tackling technique, or Matt will just run you right over. And that time he did run over Eureka defender. It took about 3 of them to get him down.
Sam's on 2nd and 5. Will pitch it. The Maroons will try the left side. Carter cuts inside. He's very close to a first down as he falls forward inside to 30, down to the 29-yard line. And boy, you know, every tackle being made out there, it seems like that number 5 for Eureka's having to come off the pile. He's going to be one tired quarterback and defensive secondary man out there for Eureka, Keppel.
Yeah, Clinton's doing a nice job of mixing this up. They're running pretty much Parson right in between the tackles, and then getting the ball to Carter on the wings in a variety of ways, either through sweeps or traps or option pitches, and it's looking nice and smooth here so far.
1st and 10 for the 29. Carter tries the inside, got a couple of yards. Leading the block out there was Ben Helton from his tight end position. He lined up on the right side that time. We're seeing Taylor and Herzog a lot at the wideouts, and Herzog, of course, playing tight end. And at times like this one, Brad Earl comes into the ball game to give the Maroons the double tight end set, it would appear. 2nd and 7 coming up after Carter picked up 3 to the 26-yard line. As they move up to the line of scrimmage, Helton's going to go wide along with Herzog to the right side. I formation of Parson and Carter in the backfield behind Nate Sams. And Parson will get the call up the middle, has an opening, then is tripped up after he got it inside the 25. He falls forward to about the 23-yard line. And it'll be a couple more yards short of a first down. Let's see, a good 3, almost 4 yards short of the first down. The Maroons have to get it to the 19. They're still at the 23, so we'll call it 3rd down and 4 coming up for Clinton. Down to 2 minutes. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. Clinton's leading 7-0. And a touchdown early in the ball game, a 23-yard pass from Sams to Taylor. Sams, option right. He won't be able to cut upfield. He had the ball stripped away. It's loose on the ground. Sams picks it back up. Eureka thought they had a chance to get a fumble recovery. They knocked the ball out of Sams' hands, but Nate, alertly, after he spun around, was able to pick up the ball and see it laying on the turf at about the 30-yard line and fall back on it. He had no chance to pitch that time. That time they covered the option very well. Yeah,
it was a good play by the Eureka defender there, and a real heads-up play on Sams to locate the ball as quickly as he did. That could have been disastrous, as the Eureka player could have easily spotted it. but Nate was quick to find it and then pounce on the ball. And looks like Clinton will go for it here at 4th and 11.
4th and 11, or almost 12 to go from the 30-yard line. They'll fake the handoff up the middle. He's flushed out of the pocket, rolls out left, fires it downfield. He's got a man wide open, but can't quite get to it as he overshot. I believe it was Brad Earl who was open at the goal line, had his man beat by 3 yards or so, but Nate, one of the few times we've seen him actually overshoot a man by quite that much. Overshot him by 3 yards or so, and it goes incomplete.
Yeah, I think that was one of those situations where it was so open. Yeah, I mean, you get a little afraid to throw the ball with some authority, and you try to loft it out there way ahead of him, and just looked like that got a little ahead of Brad, who easily got beneath the line, through the line of scrimmage there, and was wide open. Interesting, Clinton seems to be putting a couple strong side receivers on one side and then going to the tight end the other way.
Eureka takes over. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line then. We'll see what they want to try to do on offense. They'll run it toward the middle on their first down play and got a yard or so. As they unravel there, the Maroons center of the line making the tackle. Andy Curley in on the play immediately. A gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 coming up. Are you in charge of the kitchen here? Thanks. All right, we got food. The only problem is I can't eat while I'm talking on the radio, but we'll try to get to that maybe at halftime.
It's not stopping your color guy up here from trying.
No, I'm sure you'll be enjoying your meal, and I'll just have to carry on by myself like I do when you're taking pictures. One wide receiver to the right side, 2nd and 8 for Eureka. And is he audibilizing a little bit out there? Fires it out there in the flat. Was the catch made? No. Catch is not made. Out there in the left flat by Tim Blunier. He's a senior, 5'7", 160 pounds. Went diving down for that low pass, but couldn't quite come up with it quickly. Apparently hit the turf as he short-hopped the catch down there.
Keppel showed a good arm there, though, and I know he's a pretty fine basketball player for Eureka, which Coach Ray Berglis up here in the press box was saying they should have a decent team this year. Just a good athlete, and he showed a good arm there, so Clinton corners will have to watch that.
3rd and 8 now. Keppel back to pass, short drop again. We'll fire it over the middle. Intercepted! A great anticipation. Great anticipation by Chad Herzog. Stepped up and made the interception in front of the intended receiver on the play, Matt Wygand. Just a great play by Herzog to see where that ball was going to go, anticipate, step up, and make the interception as he got there right before the receiver could get to the football. And the Maroons will take over at the 42-yard line of Eureka, 1st and 10 on the pickoff by Chad Herzog.
Yeah, I think you said it all there, Larry. Chad just clearly read that play, and he actually made the cut before the receiver did, and he was right there for the ball. And nice play. He actually got knocked over by one of his own men. Otherwise, he might have been able to pick up some yardage.
Offense will try to capitalize. Parson on a first down carry will get it inside the 40-yard line and to about the 39, a gain of 2 or 3 yards. That'll be the final play of the first quarter. We'll take a break here and come back with quarter number 2 in a moment. Clinton has the touchdown on the board. They lead Eureka 7-0. We'll be back with quarter number 2 in just a moment. Earlier, please remind me. I should remember all that. I'm going to be sitting at the radio station in the production room going through all the tapes of all the ball games tomorrow night, getting the highlights ready for Saturday night's program. So I'll probably hear another interception in there. But anyway, he hasn't had too many this year, but boy, he really read that one well and made a great play.
I think he's had at least one, maybe 2, but I'm not positive about that.
Well, you're a big help.
I should I should concentrate on my defensive statistics more. I don't have them quite committed to memory.
Yeah, concentrate on your... Oh, there's a fumble on the snap. Sams picks it back up, but will be tackled for a loss on the play. I was going to say you're probably concentrating on your sandwich more than anything right now. Well, that snap from center to the quarterback went straight up in the air. I think we had that happen one other time last week. Kind of strange when that happens, but Nate was able to get back on the football, actually pick it up and try to run with it. Loss of 3 yards on the play, actually loss of 5 because we had a 2-yard gain on the first down play. So it's 3rd down and 13 for the Maroons. They're now at the 44-yard line of Eureka as they switched their defense quickly before the snap, and then I think somebody stepped into the neutral zone possibly. A guy on the far side of the field at the end position, David Wilson, might have jumped too soon, but we'll wait and see what the official calls here. Yep, that's going to be the call, offsides against Eureka. He ran around to that other side and lined up at his end spot and then made a quick jump and got caught by the official for coming across. So there's the 5 yards back, basically. 3rd and 7 now for the Maroons. Let's see if we make a little change on the play. Here's the official on the near sideline waving the Maroons bench, eager to get another win here tonight. Sams back to pass, rolling out right, looking and fires a short pass, caught and staying in bounds is Chad Herzog, but he's a few yards short of the first down as he goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line, about 3 yards short of a first down that the Maroons, I'm sure, are going to go for it here with a 4th down and 3, almost 4 coming up. Now at the 35-yard line of Eureka. Early in the second quarter of play, Clinton leading 7-0. That's our situation, and the Maroons with the football on a 4th down and 4 coming up. They made it look easy on their opening drive, but they've had a little tougher time moving the ball now in their next 2 possessions. Parson and Carter line up in the backfield behind Sam. Sam's trying to draw him off sides, had him jumping, but they didn't come across. They'll run the play. Parson gets the call, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. Hit by one man initially that slowed him down enough to get help on the play and stop him short of getting the first down. Matt Aroki was the initial tackler on the play, I believe, on the play. And Parson was dropped about 2 yards short of the first down. And again, Eureka will take over. Their defense does the job. They'll take over at their own 33-yard line this time.
Yeah, again, we need to give credit to Eureka's defense as much as anything. They're playing tough up the middle, and Clinton's earning the yardage. They're getting up the middle. They seem to be a little more vulnerable on the wings, and we'll see if maybe the Maroons will try to take a little more advantage of that as the game progresses here.
Wide receivers both ways. Eureka on first down. They'll fake the run. Quarterback will keep it. And Keppel breaks into the clear up the middle. Breaks a couple more tackles. Now he's clear in the clear. Across the 50-yard line, 45, 40-yard line. Eisen's trying to catch him from behind. Keppel's got good speed. He's to the 10-yard line. Eisen dives for him and makes the tackle inside the 10-yard line. Boy, Eisen's had to go a long way to get to him and finally caught up with him, but not till Keppel got it inside the 10. They'll have first and goal coming up.
Yeah, a brilliant run by Keppel. He showed his athletic ability there by escaping several tackles on the way before he was able to cut across the grain, break to the right sideline, and good again. Eigens has shown he has the ability to take the good pursuit angles, and he was able to possibly save a touchdown here. Let's see if that was a touchdown saving tackle by Bobby. From
the 8-yard line, first and goal for Eureka. They trail only 7-0 when the Maroons look like they might have their way with them early, but it's still a ball game. They'll run it on first down into the middle, and no gain on the play at all as the Maroons middle their defense. Tackle Luke Roque immediately, and I believe a no gain. Yes, no gain at all. Second and goal coming up now for the 8-yard line, from the 8-yard line for Eureka. We're just a couple minutes into the second quarter of play, just a little over 2 minutes into the second quarter of play. Clinton leading 7-0, but Eureka now inside the 10 at the 8-yard line with second and goal coming up. The interior defense has played pretty well, but that last time, the long run kind of broke down when they were surprised by the handoff, which didn't look real clean. They faked the handoff, actually. This time, Keppel will keep it. Almost caught from behind, then finally goes down. He looked back at the last second like he wanted to pitch the football, but Parson held on to him and brought him down again near the line of scrimmage, and again, no gain. He scares me when he's got the football. He's a good athlete.
Yeah, and that was a good read by Matt Parson there at linebacker, because Keppel made a good enough fake to Roque up the middle that Roque was actually tackled on that play. And Keppel snuck around to the outside, but Clinton did a good job of stringing that one out, and Keppel didn't really get to cut the ball upfield like I'm sure he wanted to.
They're closer to the 9-yard line with a third down and goal now. Keppel with split backfield behind him, everybody tied on the line. He's going to drop straight back. He wants to throw, looking for a man. The short man out here catches at the 5, but hustling defense by Josh Carter and helped by, I believe, Chad Herzog makes the tackle. It might have been, I think it was Adam Long that helped him out. Carter made the initial tackle, though. They cut him down near the 5-yard line, and they're still short of the goal line. Just inside the 5. They'll have fourth and goal from there. And we might have a field goal attempt coming up here by Eureka. We'll wait and see what they want to do.
Yeah, Keppel's their kicker, and he's a pretty decent kicker, according to Coach Joe Ryan. I talked to him earlier this week. So I don't think this is too surprising. I think Eureka wants to get on the board here and see if they can keep things close. No guarantee from 4 yards out against this tough Maroon defense.
From the right hash mark, it'll be a 22-yard field goal attempt. And it looks like Keppel's a straight-on kicker, not the soccer style. Low snap, but they get the placement down. His kick is very low, but I think it scooted through there. It did. Didn't have a lot of distance on it, but it scooted through there, and Eureka gets on the board. But they only get a field goal, and Keppel, heading back to the sideline, is limping as he runs back to the far sideline on the Eureka side. We'll take a break here. 8:13 to go in quarter number 2. Clinton's lead is just 7-3.
Watkins Jewelry, 600 West Side Square in Clinton, would like to invite you to visit their store and see for yourself their fine selection of gold jewelry, watches, clocks, and diamond jewelry. Give a gift that keeps on giving. Quality jewelry. Watkins Fine Repair Department will repair your worn or broken jewelry, watches, or clocks, modern or antique, while doing fine quality work at an affordable price. Visit Jerry, Marilyn, or Steve at Watkins Jewelry, 600 West Side Square in Clinton. House calls available for larger grandfather clocks. Call 217-935-4583.
All right, we're back to action here at Clinton High School, and the kickoff taken by Josh Carter, it appears. Coming up the middle, breaks a few tackles, and gets across the 35-yard line to about the 37-yard line. And that's where the Maroons will start their, I guess, fourth possession of the ball game. Their first one finished with a touchdown, but the last two have been stopped by Eureka when the Maroons had threatened to put some more points on the board. And now Matt Kemple, almost single-handedly with a long run and then kicking the field goal himself, has gotten Eureka on the board and pulled them within 4 points, 7-3.
Yeah, there's no secret. He's a focal point of both their offense, defense, and special teams, actually, all three, I suppose. And Clinton will have to shut him down to win tonight.
Carter will try the run, got around the right corner, breaks an arm tackle, and then was able to get across the 40-yard line out to about the 43-yard line for the Maroons. Good first down carry of 5, maybe 6 yards on the play. Second down and a long 4 coming up for the Maroons. Kemple out there right now, as you said, on defense. He's at the safety spot, and when he was going over the sideline after kicking the field goal, he was favoring one leg or the other, and we'll kind of keep an eye on him, see how healthy he is, because he's had to make a lot of tackles out there defensively, and then obviously had to run the football a lot offensively a moment ago. Here's Sam's giving him to Carter again. They'll try the other side, and this time he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Eureka defensively looks pretty strong up front. If they can play off those attempted blocks by the Maroons offensive linemen, they cut down the run in pretty quick order. Carter got 1 on that carry. 44-yard line in Maroon territory for Clinton. They'll have a 3rd down and 3 coming up. We've seen the ball in the air some tonight. We didn't see it too much last week. Only 3 attempted passes. And now the Maroons will try the run again. Coming up the middle of the field is Carter. Carter still on his feet, breaks a couple more tackles. Struck down from behind, but not till he gets to the 30-yard line. And a first down for the Maroons on the run by Josh Carter. That was a terrific, nifty run. There was a lot of guys that had a hold of the jersey at one time or another, but somehow he kept it moving and got it all the way to the 30-yard line. And the Maroons again with another drive moving deep into Eureka territory. They don't want to come up empty this time.
Yeah, Josh Carter looking very good tonight, making nice cuts back against the grain and just little stutter steps that are enabling him to get good angles.
Quick pop over the middle of the helmet. He makes the catch and then takes a solid hit right in front of his dad down there on the sideline. His dad standing at the 40, or excuse me, the 20-yard line. Watch that catch, and he's looking at the other dads that are standing down there on the sideline go, man, did my son get a hit there? I'm glad that was him, not me. It was a first down catch by Helton down at the 17-yard line. A nice catch reaching up way high and then taking a solid hit but hanging onto the football.
Great concentration, and even more impressively, I don't think Ben knew he was going to get hit there, and to hold on to that ball is really good concentration.
Here's Carter getting to the outside, 15-yard line, bounces off a tackler and gets it close to the 10-yard line before he goes down. I tell you, these runners for the Maroons, Parson and Carter both, they'll take an initial hit and they just keep on going. Somehow they play off so many attempted tackles by opponents they have all year. This being the 9th game of the year, we've seen it so many times. He picked up about, well, let's see, almost, well, we'll say 3 yards on the play. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Maroons. They're still waiting to get spotted down there for some reason. There we go. They haven't got the ball spotted quite in the right place. Somehow it got moved. The one official is standing near the 10-yard line. Had to get the attention of the other official to place it closer to the 10. It's actually about a 7-yard pickup, so it's 2nd and 3 coming up for the Maroons. Sams will give it to Parson up the middle. Bowling forward. He may be close to a first down, but I think he might be about a yard short or so as he gets it down to the 8. Maroons inside the 10-yard line, and the clock down to 5:22 to go in quarter number 2. It'll be 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Maroons.
Big Joe McLaughlin for Eureka checks in. He tips the scales at 325, so you got to think he's in for to block up some of the running lanes up there in the middle.
Split backfield this time. Sams will quarterback sneak it. He should have got the forward progress. He's thrown back to the 10-yard line, but I think he got the forward progress for the first down. We'll just see what kind of spot he gets. But they got him up there to about the 7-yard line, and that should be enough for another Maroon first down on this drive. We'll wait till we get the official sign. There it is. It'll be 1st and goal for the Maroons at the 7-yard line. This is their deepest penetration since their, well, actually, deepest penetration of the ball game. They scored their 1 touchdown from the 23-yard line, if I'm not mistaken. So they're knocking at the door for their 2nd touchdown here, leading 7-3 at this point. Parson, Carter in the backfield again. Carter will get the call. Stutter steps at the line of scrimmage. Oh, fumbled the football. It's still loose. It's recovered near the goal line, and maybe the Maroons have recovered a football for a touchdown. We'll wait and see as the officials look for it. There is a flag on the play also. We're still waiting for the sign from the officials, and they haven't told us who came up with the football yet as they unravel. We saw Helton there in that vicinity. We have a flag on the play. There's no sign from the officials yet on what the situation is, who actually recovered the football, much less what the situation is. It doesn't look like the Maroons are going to get a score. The ball was recovered. It looks like inside the goal line, but the play is going to come back anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. I think the Maroons did recover the football, or we wouldn't be talking about a penalty here then. Because if Eureka had recovered the ball in the end zone, obviously they would just take the football, forget the penalty. So it is a hold. And the penalty will bring back the play entirely. Carter was down to about the 2-yard line when the ball squirted loose. That's something the Maroons haven't done too much of this year, but we've had a few fumbles here late in the season. The penalty pushes it back to the 17-yard line. It's 1st and goal from the 17 now for the Maroons. Sams will pitch. Carter will try the right side. Cuts inside a block. Gets inside another man. Inside a 10. Down to the 5. Down to the 4-yard line. Another good strong run by Josh Carter. He had some good blocks out front. And gets it all the way down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal for the Maroons from the 4-yard line. And we just got an update on the St. Teresa Sullivan score. And I know Clinton people are kind of pulling for Sullivan. They'd like to see a 3-way tie in the Eureka Conference championship race here. If Sullivan would defeat St. Teresa, all 3 teams, Sullivan, Clinton, and St. Teresa, would finish with identical records in the conference. And, you know, we'd like to see a portion of that conference crown come our way.
Yeah, that'd be a real nice way to, just another notch on Clinton's bedpost for this season, to say that they were the Co-OCA Conference champions.
We've had a timeout here taken on the field, but we're going to keep it here, because we'll be up to the line of scrimmage very shortly with another play. I guess they said Sullivan leading here in the early going in their ball game, 7-0 over St. Teresa, so a good start for the Redskins. They bounced back from the loss to the Maroons very nicely last week against Warrensburg. They really pounded Warrensburg 39-8.
That was a fine Sullivan team out here. I mean, you could tell Clinton had to play a good game to beat them that night, and they did. But let's not take anything away from the Redskins. They're a good quality team, and then the night they played Clinton, they probably would have beat a lot of teams in this area. So that's a great win for Clinton to be able to do it against a fine program like that.
Right.
That last run by Carter, real quick, I just want to say, pushed him over the 100-yard mark already.
Carter's going to go in for the score from the 4-yard line. Josh Carter, a big hole on the right side, punches it into the end zone, and the Maroons have their 2nd touchdown of the ball game on the 4-yard carry by Josh Carter. Josh, this year, I think that is his 9th touchdown of the year. He had 8 coming into the ball game. Nate Sams leads the team with 13 touchdowns so far this year. What are you showing me there in the stats?
Just pointing out to you that was 117 yards now.
Over 100 yards already in this ball game, Carter, as you were pointing out.
So it's quite a career night for him, possibly.
Off to a great start. We still have 4 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter of play. Hinton on to kick the extra point for the Maroons. Placement's down by Herzog. The kick on the way, has plenty of distance, and it's through the uprights. Jeremy's getting better and better, I think, as the season goes along, kicking that football through the uprights. We have a 14-3 lead now for the Clinton Maroons as we'll take break here with 4:16 to go before halftime. Back with the Maroons kickoff in a moment.
And now from the home office in Clinton, Illinois, here are the top 10 reasons for shopping Dave's Food Basket. Number 10, people who like to wear
game, this time on a 4-yard run by Josh Carter. They lead 14-3 as we move in on halftime in this ball game. And here's Carl Kortz, or is that Jeremy Hinton with the kickoff? That is Kortz with the kickoff, taking it about the 15, 20-yard line, and then brought down there at about the 20, 21-yard line. So that's where Eureka will start 1st and 10. Well, Eureka so far in this ball game has moved the ball some, but mainly with the running of their quarterback Keppel, who broke that one run all the way down to the 8-yard line and then later tacked on the field goal for their only points in this ball game. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, good coverage by the kickoff unit there. It was Ryan Conley hustling downfield to make the tackle and pin Eureka back on their own 20-yard line. So that's a good sign that the special teams units are looking this sharp this late in the season.
Eureka with their possession now, starting at the 20-yard line. Keppel on looked like an option. Had some options there, but kept the football. Goes down at the line of scrimmage. Tackled on the play by a couple of the Maroons. Looks like Meyer was in on the tackle and Andy Curley combined to make the stop for, I believe, no gain on the play. Very little gain, maybe a half yard. So they'll have 2nd and 10 coming up.
I believe senior Frankie Russell's checked into the ball game. I thought I saw him out there. I believe he's playing the no, I'm sorry, that's Hammer. Okay, beg your pardon?
Doug Hammer is getting some playing time. I saw him along the sideline earlier in this first half. Playing on a very sore ankle, but he says that it was feeling better before the ball game. There's a quick pass off the hands of the intended receiver, and incomplete. Herzog had coverage on the intended receiver. out here in the left flat, but it goes off his hands, thrown behind him a little bit and incomplete. So 3rd down and 10 coming up now for Eureka. Well, they've tried to put the ball in the air a little bit, but nothing real fancy. Some short, safer passes for the most part thrown by Eureka so far in this ball game. We talked about in our pregame show, even though they come in here with a 3-5 record, they have played one of the toughest schedules for a school their size in the state of Illinois. They've had some good teams in their conference. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Keppel back to pass, rolling out left. Will fire the short pass off the hands of the intended receiver and unable to hang on to it. It goes incomplete. Is Wygand out here in front of us at about the old 34-yard line or so. Would have been enough for a first down if he had been able to hang on to it. But they play in a conference that's spread out a little bit. The likes of Pittsfield in there now, and Tremont with one of the better teams in the state also in that conference. And they beat Pittsfield. I think they lost to Tremont. They played Clifton Central in a non-conference game last week, who's an 8-0 team. So they've had a tough schedule. Uh-oh. Maroons came across the line of scrimmage. Wesley Graves down there at the right end spot, anticipating on the 4th and 10 play, and the punt coming up by Eureka came across the line of scrimmage, but it'll just make it a 4th and 5 situation, I believe. And we'll still have the punt coming up here in just a second. 4th down and 5. Eureka will still be in position to punt the football. Keppel has the snap. Big rush by the Maroons, but gets the kick away. And the lone man back, Herzog, will watch it bound out of bounds here on the near sideline, inside the 50 at about the 47-yard line or so, where the Maroons will take over 1st and 10. Kind of a, you know, the crowd has been into it when the Maroons have scored, but kind of a relaxed crowd out here. Not a lot to yell about. Just a good, solid performance so far by the Maroons, who lead 14-3.
Well, again, I think you're also talking the calm before the storm here. The playoffs are in the bag, and I think people are kind of been talking about that a little more in Eureka, and you hate to see that happen because Eureka's certainly capable. They've shown spurts tonight where they've been very, very competitive, but I think Clinton's going to control this game throughout.
Here's Carter again on the first down handoff from Nate Sams, getting it to the 50-yard line. The line of scrimmage was the 46, so that's a quick 4-yard gain for the Maroons. And it'll be 2nd down at about 6 coming up for the Maroons. Near the 50-yard line, they spotted about a half-yard short of the midfield stripe, actually. So let's call it 2nd and 7 coming up for our Clinton Maroons. Maroons controlling things pretty well out here. Probably could have more than just the 2 touchdowns on the board, but were stopped by a stubborn Eureka defense on a couple of their possessions when they moved fairly deep. Here's a quick pass caught by Helton. The lateral goes to Carter on the hook and ladder. Carter runs up to the 29-yard line before he's brought down, caught from behind by guess who? Keppel had to chase him down, but that time it worked nicely. The pass to the tight end Helton, who flicked it off on the lateral to Carter coming out of the backfield on the hook and ladder. We hadn't seen that for several ball games, but the Maroons tune up a little bit here. Want to make sure they've got it in the fold for the playoffs, make sure they can pull it off. Usually it goes to Nichols, but of course Ben not playing, so they use the other Ben, Helton, to make the pass catch. They got him a first down to the 29-yard line. High formation this time behind Sams. Fakes the handoff the first man. He'll run it himself. Cuts it inside the 25, 20-yard line. Takes a solid hit and goes down near the 16-yard line on the tackle. Down low that tripped him up. And another first down run for Nate Sams. The first time tonight that he's really run loose like he had in the Sullivan game a couple weeks ago. But looking very much like a run against Sullivan. To the 17-yard line, a first down. We're down to a minute and 48 seconds, so the clock does come into play a little bit here. A minute and 42 seconds now of the clock running to go in the first half of play. Clinton wanting to up their lead. Right now 14-3. A little misdirection handoff. It goes to Carter. He's inside the 15-yard line to the 14-yard line. That'll keep the clock running and bring up a second down and about 7 coming up for the Maroons. So they want to milk the clock for everything they can, which they'll be able to do, I would think, easily here, but they want to make sure they get some points before it runs out on them. Now down to a minute 20 to go in the first half. Sams has him up to the line of scrimmage in a hurry, but he's still talking to his team, and he's going to have to use a timeout here. They seem to be a little bit confused out there. So we'll take a timeout also as Brian Knutson will step out there and talk to his offensive squad. We're down to a minute and 15 seconds to go before halftime. Clinton leads 14-3, but they're knocking at the door for another score. We'll see if they can punch it in here in just a second. Problem is I don't have enough time to eat it, but thanks. I appreciate that. We just don't have that at every press box or crow's nest we go to around the league. Maroons on a 2nd and 7. Sams fakes the handoff, going option left, finds a little opening, cuts it upfield, but is brought down quickly. So he gets it down to about the 11-yard line. And the Maroons are still several yards short of the first down, a good 4 yards short of the first down. 3rd down and 4 coming up. They're right up to the line of scrimmage. We're less than a minute to go now. 57, 56 seconds ago.
Nate just gave a little shoulder fake there and drew two defenders on the ball, so he's obviously got a very good fake on the pitch.
Herzog's wide to the right side. Sams wants the pass, looking over the middle, flush down the pocket, rolling out left. May run with the football. He will run, and he sits solidly and dropped near the first down marker. Down there inside the 10-yard line. We'll see if he got the first down. They'll stop the clock and look it over. He's down to about the 7-yard line and very close to a first down, but might be a little bit short. And I think the Maroons used a timeout. They used another timeout. We'll use another one also. 36 seconds to go before halftime. Clinton will have a 4th down and short when we come back in just a moment. Up to the line of scrimmage. 4th down and short, and the Maroons looking for the end zone, it looks like. Sams rolling out right. Now he'll run, now he'll throw. He's got the completion to Parson. Touchdown! Touchdown, Maroons! Parson made the catch just inbounds, just short of the goal line, and then fell into the right corner of the end zone for the touchdown. Sams waiting to the absolute last second. Found Parson cutting across the field just in front of the goal line. Parson making the catch and tumbling in the end zone. We didn't want to miss that during the commercial break. We came right back to bring it to you. The Maroons scored the touchdown. A 7-yard pass play from Sams to Parson with 28 seconds to go before halftime. And the Maroons now lead it 20-3 with the extra point attempt coming up. What a terrific play by Nate Sams and Parson, Matt Parson.
Nate bought about as much time as you can rolling out to the right there, and then in the last second hit Parson, like you said, in a beautifully designed play for Clinton.
Hinton puts it through the uprights for the extra point. If we can get that commercial lined up again for those of you listening on the radio, we'll give them another freebie here and play it one more time. With 28 seconds to go before halftime, the Maroons lead now is 21-3.
Kaiser's Department Store and Office and Children by Alfred Dunner, Woolrich, Correct, Hager, Levi, Starter, Nike, and Carter's are just a few brands available. If you're looking for quality service and selection, come to Kaiser's, where our associates enjoy helping our customers find that special gift or outfit for that special event. Kaiser's, supporting high school athletics since 1944. Coming soon to Clinton.
The kickoff taken by Eureka by Roque was downed right about the 7-yard line. He slipped and his knee hit the turf, so they will have to start 1st and 10 deep at their own 7-yard line and probably just run out the clock. We're down to 10 seconds to go, clock running as Keppel brings them up to the line of scrimmage. Maroons with a couple touchdowns here in the second quarter. Got that lead up to 21-3. On first down, they'll just run it up the middle out to about the 9. And that's the final play of the first half. We are at halftime, and Clinton with a good, solid first half of play leads Eureka 21-3. We'll be back with a halftime recap for you in just a moment. Regular season, but then not their final game of the year. The Maroons playoff bound and tuning up for it here against Eureka tonight. They lead the Hornets here at halftime by a score of 21-3. Couple of touchdowns late in the second quarter of play of up what was a close margin at 7-3 one time, now to the current margin of 21-3. We are going to have a band performance here tonight, it looks like. And so for those of you watching the replay on TV, you can kind of look through the crowd right now. A lot of people here in the stands watching the ball game tonight. You can see some of the band down there on the track. And I think the junior high band participating in the activities here tonight. And on a chilly night here in the final game of the regular season, they appear to be dressed up somewhat for a beach party. Kind of a tough night to be dressed up for a beach party. But it looks, I see some youngsters out there with shorts on, but they've also brought along the sweatshirt to try to keep warm. So, but I guess we're going to have a little beach party very shortly out of the junior high and maybe the high school band combined here. I'm not absolutely sure. I think it's a combined performance. Also, the M squad's going to be performing here, and they're going to be moving out to the center of the field very shortly. A good solid first half of play for the Clinton Maroons, Cameron, and I'm sure the statistics probably reflect that. Not a lot of yardage for Eureka, and yet the Maroons, especially on the ground, picking up quite a bit of yardage, and also a couple of touchdowns through the air tonight. We've gone back to the air game a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt the statistics will bear it out that this is a 21-3 game, and actually looks like it could be worse. For Clinton, they've already rushed the ball 35 times from scrimmage tonight, which seems like a high number to me for one half. That's what we have them at, 35 carries and 174 yards for the team. It breaks down like this. Josh Carter has the team lead. He has 17 carries, and we already got him for 134 yards. Matt Parson would be next with 9 carries for 26 yards. Nate Sams 8 carries for 12 yards. He had to suffer a couple of fumbled snaps or something that hurt his yardage. And Chad Herzog had 1 carry for 2 yards. Nate's been effective through the air. They haven't used him a lot, but when they have, he's been accurate. He was 4 for 5 through the air, no interceptions for 46 total yards. That breaks down like this as he spread it out to 4 different receivers. Lance Taylor had the 23-yard touchdown catch there in the first quarter. 1 catch, 23 yards. Let's see, Chad Herzog with 1 catch for 4 yards. We got Ben Helton with 2 catches for 17 yards, including that really fine catch Ben made there on that drive. I believe that was for the 2nd touchdown there, where he held on the ball after he got hit very hard. And Matt Parson, 1 catch and a 7-yard touchdown there, right with about 28 seconds left in the first half. For Eureka, the stats are not as lengthy. They've only had the ball for 14 offensive plays this half, excuse me. And 8 carries on the ground for the team for 58 total yards, and most of those were on 1 carry. The fullback, who Clinton was pretty concerned with, Roki, has only 5 carries and 7 total yards. Keppel had the 3 carries for 51 yards, but 50 of those came on 1 carry. So aside from that 1 play, Eureka's longest run from scrimmage, actually their longest play from scrimmage, has been 4 yards. Through the air, Keppel has just not been too effective, although in his defense, a couple of balls have fallen off a receiver's hands. He's 1 for 6 with an interception and just 4 yards total offense, and that catch was made by Roki, 1 catch for 4 yards.
I guess if we hadn't had the 1 big run, as you said, by Keppel, this game would be 21-0, and we'd be feeling very, very good about the Maroons. But as it stands, still a terrific performance in the first half by the Maroons in a game that they could have maybe let down a little bit. Now, knowing that they already have made the playoffs, we just saw the M squad here. For those of you watching the replay on TV, a great performance by the M squad for the crowd, a very appreciative crowd on hand here tonight, having a fun time in a final regular season home ball game. Let's go over the scoring plays real quick here, Cameron. I'll pass those along again to our listeners out there and viewers. The first score came early in the ball game, 8:49 to go in the ball game after the Maroons took the opening kickoff. 23-yard touchdown pass from Nate Sams to Lance Taylor. Lance's first touchdown of the year. The kick was good, following by Hinton. 7-0 in favor of the Maroons. We stayed that way for another, about a full quarter of the ball game, until we got down to 8:13 to go in the second quarter play, when after Keppel ran the ball down to the 8-yard line, and they got down to 4th down and goal from about the 4-yard line. Keppel attempted the field goal, was able to get it through. It was a low-lying drive kick, but it squirted through from 22 yards out, made it 7-3. The Maroons led by 4. Maroons answered about 4 minutes later. Josh Carter, a 4-yard run at the 4:16 mark to go before halftime. Josh is, I believe it's his 9th touchdown of the year, if we have it correctly. The kick good, following that by Hinton again, 14-3, and then the Maroons got the ball right back again. And with 28 seconds to go before halftime, a pretty play. Nate Sams rolling out to the right, waiting to the very last second as he approached the line of scrimmage, fired the pass to Matt Parson cutting across the field. Matt making the catch, diving for the right front corner of the end zone, got it in the end zone for a 7-yard touchdown pass play. Kick good again by Hinton, and that's where we stand here at halftime, 21-3 in favor of the Maroons. And looks like we are having a beach party out here on the football field. This is kind of crazy, but the band having a good time, having a little beach party on a chilly night here in October. That's where we stand here at halftime. The Maroons lead 21-3. What we're going to do here, we'll take a break for our television viewers out there and be back with second half action very shortly. On the radio, we're going to send it back to our studios for a commercial message, and then our halftime interview that we have at halftime of each one of our ball games. So we'll send it back to our studios now. For those of you on radio, we'll be back with second half action very shortly on TV with the halftime score: Clinton 21, Eureka 3.
Benucci Real Estate. Jeremy is number 12. He's 6'1", 150 pounds, and is a kicker for Clinton. As a kicker, Jeremy must be consistent and able to perform at a moment's notice. His success relies on his concentration and determination, not to mention his strong kicking ability. Head coach Chuck Nagel says Jeremy is a special part of the team because a kicker must put a lot of effort into refining his skills throughout the season.
Well, Jeremy's not a big guy because he, like I said, he doubles in golf, okay? But Jeremy is going to be our kicker. He's a role player, and we're very fortunate to have 2 young men that are just going to kick for us, and most high schools our size don't have that. So it's a real advantage to do that. And like I said, he worked very hard this summer getting that fine-tuned. These are young men that were molding their life in every way, not just athletically.
Good luck, Jeremy Hinton, this season as a Clinton Maroon.
Sullivan Decatur St. Teresa ball game, and monitoring that situation also back at the studio. So when we do get any updates, if you have anything for us during a commercial break, feel free to pass that information along to us, and we'll that way pass that along to our listeners out there and keep them posted on that important game in conference play. If Sullivan can defeat St. Teresa, we'd have a three-way tie for the conference crown, including our Clinton Maroons. So we're kind of interested in how that one turns out. We're about set to start second half action here. The Maroons took the opening kickoff, so we'll assume the Maroons will be kicking off to Eureka to start the second half of play. Eureka has not had too much luck moving the football against the Maroons, with the exception of 150-yard run by Keppel, their quarterback. They've been held down very nicely and have only got the 3 points on the board, and hopefully that trend will continue here in the second half. And I imagine also we'll see a chance for some more of these guys that haven't been starters too much during the regular season to get some playing time during the second half of play if the opportunity avails itself. So we'll be watching for that situation also during the second half of play. Maroons are teeing the ball up. Handling those kickoff chores most of the time recently has been Carl Courts, and it looks like Carl's out there, the junior kicker. We have a junior kicker and a senior kicker. It'll be nice to have Carl back next year. He, of course, also competes with the cross-country team, so he's got a busy weekend here with this ball game here on Thursday night, and then going with the cross-country team on Saturday. Has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line, and we're about set to start the second half of action here. Two men deep for Eureka, standing at about the 10, between the 10 and the 5-yard line. And it'll be taken up through the hands of the deep man. It'll roll in the end zone. It'll be a touchback as it was unable to be fielded cleanly. And so out to the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Eureka Hornets, and that's kind of been the way their game's gone tonight. They've had a couple of situations on kickoffs where they haven't been able to field it cleanly.
Yeah, that's a great job by Carl Courts, though. I mean, anytime you can pin a team on their 20-yard line or farther back on their opening possession, that's just got to take a little air out of Eureka, I think. And, you know, special teams are a very important part of the game, and I think a lot of people overlook them. But, you know, a play like that's a great play by Carl Courts, and it gets things going for Clinton on a nice note here to open the third quarter.
You know, you're right. That kick was attempted to be fielded
at the
5-yard line in the air. Here's the option, right? They got the pitch and the block out front, and they'll get about 6-7 yards on the first down play. As Roque carries it, I believe, on that. Roque carries it out to about the 27-yard line from the original line of scrimmage of the 20. So they got about 7 yards on their first down play, and 2nd and 3 coming up. But yeah, that good distance on that kick, and he wasn't really aided by the wind. It is a crosswind out here, so Carl is showing a good strong leg on the kickoffs. But he can also finesse the ball once in a while he needs to. Just a squib kick or the low line drive bouncer when they want him to do that too. He's handled those kicking chores well, as Jeremy Hinton has, kicking extra points and field goals. 26-yarder last week. Nice kick. First down carry for Eureka, and a little bit more as Adam Long will make the tackle, but not till they get out to about the 44-yard line. So Eureka comes out of the box quickly with two fine running plays. They're out to the 43-yard line is where they'll spot it, and a first down for Eureka. A little different start than what we had in the first half of play from the Hornets.
Yeah, and try to find something positive about those first two plays. Courts, again, his kickoff got him back to the 20, so they haven't even got to midfield yet after two fairly nice offensive plays. So maybe here the Clinton defense can right themselves and stop this trend.
We will call it the 44, and again, Roque will get the carry, trying the right side, caught around the ankles by Ben Helton and dropped after a yard or two gain to about the 46-yard line. We'll give him a gain of 2. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Hornets as they approach midfield. They're at their own 46-yard line. We're early in the third quarter of play. Clinton is leading Eureka by a 21-3 score. 3 first-half touchdowns by the Maroons. 2 passes for scores. A 23-yarder from Sams to Lance Taylor. The other one was to Matt Parson, a 7-yard connection. And Carter had a 4-yard run for the other touchdown. Again, they'll try it on the ground. The option pitch goes, and boy, Matt Parson comes up and makes a stick on the ball carrier right at the 45-yard line. A loss of a yard on the play as they made that deep pitch, and before he could get around the corner, Parson came up in a hurry and made the stop, and a loss of maybe a yard on the play. They'll have 3rd and still about 8 to go for a first down.
Yeah, it's tough to run that option to the short side of the field, and then, like you said, Keppel made a very deep pitch, and by the time Householder was able to turn around the corner, I mean, Parson had plenty of time to measure him up and stick him pretty hard there.
Householder will come wide to the left side, along with another receiver wide to the left side, one wide to the right side, and one lone back in the backfield. On his 3rd down and 8 play, they'll try the option left, and Keppel will keep it. After a short step left, he cut it upfield and got about 5 yards on the play to midfield, but he's still about 3 or 4 yards short of the first down. Parson, the last man off the pile on the tackle for the Maroons. At midfield, it's 4th down and about 3.5 to go for a first down for Eureka, and I think they're going to drop back and punt the football to the Maroons, it looks like, as Keppel drops deep. First, I thought maybe they're going to go for it, but he will drop back.
Remember, he is the quarterback, and they have 2 wide receivers out here. No one's guarding one of them over there.
Are you warning us? A possible fake? It is a fake, and they will try to run it up the middle, and I don't... Yep, he did get it. Roki kept carry, and he got about 5 yards on the play. Right up the middle. Well, we had to wonder if they'd pull a fake here, and they did so. And they got about 4.5 yards, about a yard more, and they needed to get the first down. Into Maroons territory now to about the 46-yard line, first down and 10 for Eureka. And this is their best drive, with the exception of a long 50-yard run that put them inside the 10-yard line. Really their best drive of the ball game.
Well, it's the most consistent they've looked all night for sure. And Clinton needs to buckle up here and see if they can stop him here before any more damage is done.
There's a flag thrown before the snap of the football, though. This will probably come against the Hornets, procedure penalty. So they'll pick up a 5-yard penalty here. Spotted back in their own territory at their own 49-yard line. They'll have first and 15 when they come back to the line of scrimmage. That's, you know, it's not a short trip from Eureka to Clinton or vice versa. We remember that last year when we made a trip up there for the final game of the year, and consequently they don't have a lot of fans sitting in the bleachers on the far side of the field. But I'm sure a nice little contingent of parents and other fans that came along to try to support their Hornets in their final game of the year. And all in all, even though they're 3-5, they've had a pretty good season considering the schedule they've played. On first and 15, option pitch, fumbled on the ground. Good solid hit by Matt Parson. That kept the ball loose for sure, and the Maroons, I'm sure, got the recovery out of it. Not sure exactly who came up with the football. Parson made a good solid hit and jarred it loose. And I believe Matt might have even come up with a football. Bob Idgens was there also, but, you know, Matt made the hit on the back to make sure that the back wouldn't be able to get to the ball. And then he might have even recovered the football. But anyway, the Maroons have it at the 42-yard line of Eureka on that defensive play.
Yeah, they got the pitch up there a little high, and the guy, the running back, just wasn't able to hang on to the ball. And Matt Parson made a nice read, as we said all season long. He's doing it from that position, and I didn't see you come up with the recovery either, Larry. We'll have to find out after the game, I suppose.
I think they credited Parson with the recovery out of the I formation. First down, Parson, big hole. A one man to beat. Keppel tried to trip him, didn't get him. Parsons inside the 20, 15, caught from behind and goes down at the 5 or 4 yard line. Matt Parson, right off the bat from the 42, runs it all the way down to the 5 yard line. It took a man hanging onto his back and just holding on for dear life to finally drag him down and prevent Matt from scoring the touchdown. It'll be first and goal for the Maroons, capitalizing on the turnover. They'll have first and goal from the 5 yard line.
Just straight dive off the left side, and Matt found the big hole, had to make one move before he was in the clear, and he just had one guy to beat, and he couldn't quite outrace him to the end zone.
He might have made a nice move on Keppel. Here's Carter on the first down play, getting inside the 5, but only down to about maybe the 3 yard line. And they did. It came loose, and Eureka's recovered the football. They get it right back. The ball squirted loose out of Carter's hands, and the Maroons have had a little bit of fumbleitis here tonight. They've been able to get the ball back a couple of times when it's come loose, but not this time. The ball's recovered by Eureka at about the 3 yard line. And so they dodge a bullet as the Maroons were knocking at the door again to score another touchdown. The Maroons leading 21-3, but Eureka gets the ball back. I did not see who recovered the football for them over there on the far side of the field. Didn't even see it come loose initially, but you could tell by their team's reaction that they had come up with the football, and then we saw the sign from the official. So Keppel has them up to the line of scrimmage from their own about 3 yard line, we'll call it. And the Maroons defense wants to get it back again. They'll run the right side and got a little bit of an opening, and he breaks into the clear. 20 yard line, 25 yard line. They'll try to catch him from behind, and Tom Meyer chases him down all the way out near midfield, but not till they get the ball clear out to midfield and a first down. How did that one break so wide open? I guess the Maroons were bringing everybody up tight on the line and maybe even blitzing a little bit, and boy, that sprung loose. They're going to give him all the way out to the 49 yard line in Eureka territory, and a first down, and just like that on one play, Eureka's out of a deep hole.
Looks like Clinton was shooting the linebackers up the gaps between the center and the guard, and Roki went to the outside off the right tackle, and no linebackers there. He's going to get into the clear, and a nice run by him, and good pursuit by Meyer over there to cut him off.
Keppel will keep it on the option right. Got outside, got across midfield, but only to the 49 yard line of the Maroons, about a 2 yard gain, as he was knocked down there by Meyer and Parson on the tackle. 2nd and 8 coming up for Eureka. Well, this is running some time off the clock anyway. We're in the third quarter play and approaching the midway point of the third quarter. We've had no scoring in the second half so far, as Clinton is maintaining their 21-3 halftime lead. But the Maroons certainly had opportunity to get points on the board, but a fumble thwarted that. Eureka on their second possession now after they lost the football on a fumble, trying again. Keppel back to pass. Short drop, quick pop over the middle, deflected by Helton, I believe, and that sent it offline and incomplete. The intended receiver on the play behind Helton was Rob Starr, but Helton from his linebacker spot got his hands up and knocked that one off its directive flight.
Yeah, Ben did a nice job. He dropped back in coverage, then had to cut over to his left to get the angle, and he did. And I believe you're right. I believe he did tip that ball before it got to the receiver. And a good defensive play. Ben's shown to be very effective in pass coverage this year. He's tipped several balls, and right there, just a good read on his part.
3rd and 8. They've got 2 wide receivers on the left side, a man on the slot. Back to pass. Keppel's under a lot of pressure. He's going to go down, and there were several of them there for the Maroons. The sack and clear back at the 40-yard line. Kyle Borden was leading the charge and had help on the play from Meyer and several others. I mean, it was just all of a sudden there were almost 4 or 5 Maroon shirts on top of the quarterback and dropped him all the way back at the 41-yard line. A big loss.
Yeah, I gotta think that was supposed to be some kind of screen pass with the way 6 guys arrived simultaneously for Clinton.
Right.
So it just ill-conceived play on Eureka's part, and Clinton did a great job of getting to the quarterback quickly.
4th down and about 18 to go for a first down, and Keppel back to punt. He's standing inside his own 30. Has the football, not too much pressure, gets the boot away. It'll be fielded, it appears, by Helton. He brings Herzog, 35-40-yard line, as Chad Herzog gets it out to the 44-yard line before he's brought down. The Maroons will have pretty good field position as they start with the football again, and we'll see if we still have pretty much the starting offense out there. 21-3, the Maroons with the lead with 5 minutes and 29 seconds to go in the third quarter of play. And it looks like pretty much the starting offensive group still in there right now for the Maroons. Still fairly early in the ball game, as we said, about halfway through the third quarter play. Helton comes wide to the right side. One man on the slot, that's Herzog, and back to pass is Sams. He'll fire it out there for Herzog, but undershot him and threw it behind him a little bit near midfield. Herzog trying to reach back for it, couldn't quite pick it up off the top of the blades of grass here. And it goes incomplete. 2nd down and 10 coming up, and Nate's been just a little off the mark on a couple of passes tonight. Had the one open man, Brad Earl, in the first half of play, but overshot him on a 4th down play, and Earl was open. He overshot him, and that one thrown behind Herzog, although he might have been worried about a defender stepping up there and picking that one off, and that's why he threw it behind him a little bit.
Yeah, that was a tough pass route. It would have been a tough completion. Looked like the ball wobbled a little bit, maybe in the wind, possibly.
Yeah, there's a good strong wind from left to right as Nate throws it upfield. Parson on the 2nd down play with the run, and a gain of maybe not quite 3 yards on the play. 3rd and a long 7 coming up for the Maroons as Parsons' run does get it up to about the 46, almost the 47-yard line. Maroons approaching midfield, but a 3rd down and long play, a 3rd and 7. Clock down to about, we're coming down to 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter of play. Clinton maintaining a 21-3 lead. Out of the I formation this time. Sands fakes the handoff. He'll fire it over the middle. Got an open man. Catch is made, and a first down to about the 39-yard line as Eureka then surrounds the Clinton receiver that made the catch, and as they get up, I want to make sure exactly who it is. It's Brad Earl who made the catch over the middle from his tight end spot. Earl getting the catch, making a nice catch, and he found a big open seam out there, and Nate put it right on the money that time. First down.
Clinton's shown they can get the tight ends behind Eureka's coverage here tonight, as Brad Earl wide open there, and then that play earlier tonight where Clinton broke a tight end free there toward the goal line. And so maybe they'll go to that a little more here in the second half.
Parson, a first down carry from the 40-yard line, gets it to the 39, maybe the 38. He was wrapped up immediately on the play and brought down after a short gain. Josh Knapp on the tackle. He's 6'3", 180, a junior for Eureka. A gain of a long yard, 2nd and 9 coming up for the Maroons as they maintain control of the football here as we get in the latter portion of the third quarter of play. Carter and Parsons still in the backfield. Helton and Herzog are wide to the right side. And on 2nd down, Parson again gets the call up the middle. Had somebody grab it onto his ankle, but he was able to stumble forward for 2 or 3 more yards. He's close to the 35-yard line before it goes down. It's 3rd down and a long 5, almost 6 to go for a first down for the Maroons, just outside the 35. Good combination of running and throwing tonight. We've had certainly a lot more passing than we did last week against Argenta. We only tried 3 passes last week. I was kind of surprised in that, but really didn't need to pass the ball. Sam's option left, looking to cut it upfield, and a good diving tackle, and that's Keppel who dove through there from his safety spot. Kind of a do-or-die play there, because if Sam's had gotten by him, he might have been off to the races. But Keppel made sure, got a hold of the ankle, tripped him up. A very short gain on the play. It's 4th and 5 coming up for the Maroons, and I think they're going to punt the football.
That was a fine play by Keppel, as I think Sam's would have gotten around the corner and had a big gain there had Keppel not made that shoestring tackle, but he did, and they'll force Clinton to punt here, and I guess Clinton's not going to fake it here, but they could. It'd be the position to try it in.
Well, Ben Nichols isn't going to get in at all tonight. Nate Sams will kick the football and gets a good long kick that's going to carry, I believe, into the end zone. Takes a nice bounce, and can they get to it? Yes, they will. What a great bounce as it comes back away from the goal line, and it will be downed inside the 5-yard line at about the 4-yard line by the Maroons. It bounced just a yard away from the goal line, bounced again, still only about a yard and a half away from the goal line, and then rolled back, and the Maroons were able to get down and down the football at the 4-yard line. A nice kick by Nate Sams.
To make Eureka's, again, I'd like to point out the special teams doing a fine job there, pinning them way back, and against this Maroons defense, it's tough to get 80, 85, 90-yard drives going, and Eureka hasn't shown the ability to do it tonight.
Score remains 21-3. That's where we were at halftime, and it remains that way as we're down to 2 minutes to go in the third quarter of play. Keppel has him up to the line on first down, hands it off from near the goal line, and they try the right side, maybe a yard or so to the 5. We'll see how much forward progress they got on that particular carry. I think that's a new back in the ball game. Chris Peterson in now. He's a senior, 5'10", 185, who got the carry and got maybe 2 yards out to the 6-yard line. They'll have 2nd down and 8 coming up. So we wind down here the last few minutes of the third quarter. And then the Maroons, when they complete this one, can turn their attention to the playoffs, find out Saturday night who they're going to play, and start preparation for that Wednesday night game, wherever that might be, whether it's here or someplace on the road. One lone back in the backfield. Keppel's going to run it right, then pitch. Got the pitch out there, but Parson quickly comes up and makes the tackle and drops him at the 5-yard line. And a loss of a yard or so on the play. Again, it was Roki, the ball carrier. He's gotten a lot of carries in this ball game, but doesn't have a whole lot of yardage to show for it, does he?
Well, he had that one big run, that 47-yard run out of the goal line.
That helps.
But
that helps.
Other than that, Clinton's done a very effective job of stopping.
All right, take that one away, and what's his average per carry in this ball game?
Probably left, I believe, below 3 yards for sure.
I think definitely below 3. They've got third down and still almost 10 to go for a first down, just inside the 5-yard line. Keppel with a long call. Rolls back right. Is caught in the end zone. Is he dropped for a safety? Yes, he is. He is dropped in the end zone for a safety. He thought he might be able to get away, but the Maroons grabbed on, held on. And I saw Curley there. I saw Meyer there. I didn't see specifically who made the tackle as it happened, Cameron, and maybe you can help us out on that. But the Maroons capture him in the end zone for the safety. And the Maroons have another safety this year. They picked one up in the first game, one in the second game. They've gone a while without a safety, but they pick up one here in the final game of the regular season and up their lead now to 20 points, 23-3. The safety coming with 33 seconds to go in the third quarter of play.
I didn't see who got the tackle there either, but Curley came up with the ball somehow. He was holding the ball at the end, and he was the one who tossed the ball back to the ref. I guess we're going to credit Tom Meyer there with the safety. That's logical because he was on that end there, and he would have made that tackle. It's hard for us to see the corner of the end zone from where we are here. It's a little darker over there. But
it was very similar.
That would make sense. That's his inside. He's already got a safety this year to his credit.
Yes, in the Olympia game, the very first game of the year, he picked one up in a very similar play, just like that. So that would give him another one here in the final game of the regular season. He one at each end of the regular season for Meyer, who's just had a terrific year from his defensive end spot. So Eureka will have to kick the ball to the Maroons from the 20-yard line, and they will kick off to the Maroons. And it's a very short kick. Somebody needs to recover it, and the Maroons do so, and I think it's Meyer again who does the job. Let me double check and make sure that was his number. But somebody, yes, Meyer fielded the very short kickoff at the 39-yard line of Eureka. I don't think that's exactly what they wanted in that situation. A very short kick, and fortunately the Maroons frontline players who were dropping back to start setting up their blocks were alert to it and made the fielding play, or that would have been a live ball for Eureka to try to recover.
Again, special teams again comes to the forefront. Now Clinton's got the ball in really good positive scoring position here, plus side of the field.
Here's Sams on the option, and oh, what a tackle by Keppel. Comes up and puts him down hard. That seems to be the best way to shut down that option play. The Maroons have had such great success with it. As Sams gets ready to cut it upfield, Keppel comes racing up from his safety spot and makes a good solid hit. That one up high and drops him for a 2 or 3 yard loss on the play.
Yeah, I think Coach Nagel's asking the ref there if that tackle was a little too high, but he's not going to get the call on that, and that'll take us to the end of the third quarter here.
Yeah, that's the end of the third quarter of play. Maroons will have the ball when we come back. 1 quarter to go in the regular season, and the Maroons lead 23-3. Back with the fourth quarter in a moment.
The Warm Neighbors Fund pays heating bills for people in need. It also weatherizes homes, which helps reduce future heating bills. Warm Neighbors is administered by the Energy Assistance Foundation, a nonprofit organization formed in 1982 with a $250,000 donation from Illinois Power. Last year alone, your contributions and major funding from Illinois Power provided warmth for over 2,000 families. The Clinton Daily Journal brings hometown news to you Monday through Friday. If you haven't tried the Journal lately, pick up a copy and discover city council and school board news, who, what, where, and when, Farm Bureau, YMCA, and library features, up-to-the-minute sports coverage, high-impact classified ads, business and service guides, and much, much more. Call today, 935-3171, to subscribe to your hometown news. Hallmark. When you care enough, send the very best. 3 cards for a $3 promotion. Coupons available at the store. Offer good through October 31st. One-stop shopping and savings on all your office supply needs. Sales flyer available. Great bargains. New ideas to make your office more efficient. Locally owned and managed. Taking pride in living in Clinton. Supporting local organizations and programs such as this.
All right, thank you very much. They just gave us a further update on that here at the football field. Here's Sam's throwing, though, and a pass over the middle intended for Ben Helton is knocked down incomplete. A couple defenders there at the 25-yard line to knock that one down. Kaufman was there to knock that one down incomplete. So 3rd down and 12 coming up for the Maroons as we start this fourth quarter of play. We understand now with the announcement over the public address system that St. Teresa has scored another touchdown, so they have taken the lead. They lead Sullivan 12-7 in the third quarter of play. So St. Teresa up by 5 in the third quarter of that ball game. Here's the pitch on the 3rd down and 12. The Maroons will try to run it, and Carter has nowhere to go. As a matter of fact, he's dropped for another 2-yard loss or so on the play. Excuse me, that was Ryan Conley in there at the tailback spot, and Conley is dropped for the 2-yard loss as he gets in for one of his first plays here in the ball game for the tailback spot. 4th down and 14. It looks like the Maroons will have to punt the football again. Now, Eureka's defense has played well here in the third quarter, now the beginning of the fourth quarter of play, and have controlled the Maroons. The Maroons have been able to get some yardage, but have controlled them. Sam's punting from about his own 45-yard line when he makes the kick. Almost dropped the ball, but is able to grab hold of it. End-over-end kick that's not real deep and will be fielded and fumbled, and the Maroons have, well, maybe recovered. It looked like it was in the hands of the Maroons. Let's see if they'll get the football or not. Yes, the Maroons have recovered the football. Maroons have recovered the football, and they will have it again pretty deep, as Kyle Bourne, I believe, was the man who came up with the football.
Well, they credited Doug Scott, and I think it was possibly Doug Scott that came up with that ball. We'll have to double-check on that after the game.
Doug Scott.
At the 23-yard line.
I thought I saw
But
52.
again, special teams showing to be proven to be effective here for Clinton here in the second half.
Maroons will try to run it. Ryan Conley in there at the tailback spot. Trying it up the middle. Excuse me, that is Carter. Again, it's Carter back in there. They're crossing me up here. They had Conley in there in the last play. Now Carter in there. And no gain on the play. And we have a flag on the play also.
Usually in the area of holding, and I suspect that's what we'll get. Oh.
Penalty against Eureka. And they'll talk with Matt Parson. And so the Maroons, of course, will come out on the positive end of this. We're early in the fourth quarter of play, 10:54 to go in the ball game. Clinton leading 23-3 over this stubborn Eureka team. Now, my question was that 52 or 53 that came out with the football? I saw 52, which would be Kyle Bourne.
Well, I just going with going with what they announced. I didn't, to be honest with you, I couldn't see myself, but I saw Doug Scott celebrating excitedly, so that's what I was going off of.
Well, the officials still discussing the situation here, and we're not exactly clear on what the penalty call is. So
I guess I've seen that signal before. Well, hands behind the head.
That means you're relaxing in your lazy boy at home, I believe.
Huh.
Could be wrong about
Well, there was
that.
some extracurriculars going on during that
They're
play.
going to pick up the flag. See, there's no penalty at all. Yeah, there's no penalty. I told you. Since we didn't know what the sign was, they decided no penalty. Maybe, I don't know. There was about a yard loss on the run by Carter. So Doug Hammer brings the play in from the sideline. And the Maroons will have a 2nd down and 11 after recovering that fumble. And until somebody tells me otherwise, I'm going to say it was Kyle Bourne, but I've been wrong before. But I swear it was a 52 that came off the pile with it. It'll be 2nd down and 11 at the 24-yard line. Again, they send the Maroons back to their huddle, though. I don't think they're quite squared away yet, but now they give the scoreboard operator the sign to crank up the scoreboard, and let's get this 4th quarter moving again. Herzog goes wide to the right side, I formation behind Sams. And Sams fakes the handoff to the fullback, drops straight back, pops it over the middle, and it's thrown a little bit low, and Helton unable to reach down around the ankles and catch that one. Nate's throw was just a little too low, and Helton was open and had a chance to pick up some yardage on that play. Dropped it around the 15-yard line as he reached down low to pick up that catch, try to make that catch. So it's 3rd down and 11 coming up. Helton along with Herzog go wide to the right side this time. And Taylor's in there. He's wide to the left side. Man in motion is Carter. And back to pass to Sam. Short pass to Parson. Got blockers out in front. Cuts it inside. Inside the 20. 15. Still motoring forward. Bulls his way down to the 13-yard line. And that's a 1st down with Parson really running the last 5 yards of it to get the 1st down, it would appear.
That was a nice little play. They brought Clinton. Clinton brought Parson in motion to the far side of the field, and then they swung the pass back toward Parson. I'm sorry, Carter in motion, and they swung the pass back toward Parson, and he made a nice pickup with some blockers out in front of him there.
Split backfield this time behind Sams with 2 wide receivers to the left side. Taylor and Herzog. He'll give the Parson. Tries the right side. Bulls inside the 10 and down to the 9-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd down and about 6 or 7 to go for the 1st down. But more importantly, the Maroons are inside the 10 and knocking at the door to put some more points on the board. Maroons this year have done pretty well, averaging points in games well up in the 20s. And defensively, giving up around, I think, 11, 12 points per game. That's not too bad in both those categories. And, of course, that adds up to 7, almost 8 victories on the year now. Here's Sam's giving to Parson again. They meet him behind the line of scrimmage, and somehow he gets it back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe a short gain on the play. But they were in there quickly on top of Matt Parson that time. 3rd down, it's still 7 coming up for the Maroons. They can get a 1st down at about the 3-yard line, it looks like, if they need to. But they've got 7 yards to go. They're out about the 9.
Clinton on this 3rd and mid-range situation, I call mid-range 4 to 6, 7 yards. They seem to like to run that option, and particularly the left side, and the left side of the field's open here, so let's see if they do that. If not, I would suspect maybe another pass to Taylor over here on the left side.
Now they're going to pop it over the middle, and Helton's open, makes the catch at the goal line, is in for the touchdown. Nice short drop, quick pass by Nate Sams, and that time he put it right on the money, and Ben Helton's really become a receiver for some scores here for the Maroons in the last few ball games. With Nichols' absence, with his injury, Helton has stepped up and made some good catches, and that time he gets a touchdown catch of about 9 yards on the play for the score. And the Maroons now lead 29-3 here with 9 minutes and 1 second to go in the 4th quarter of play. Hitting on to kick the extra point. Waiting to snap from center. It's a good one. Placement down, kick on the way. And this one, I think he pulled to the left side, no good. Pulled it to the left, no good. The first one he's missed here tonight. We'll take a break with 9 minutes and a second to go in the 4th quarter of play. Clinton leads Eureka 29-3. Back with more in just a moment.
Pain pills are a common thing with people who feel they have no place left to turn. Pills for your backaches, for that headache, pills for your sinuses. You've been to your doctor. He doesn't know what else to do, so you keep on taking pills. But pills don't have to
Coming out momentarily for the Maroons. Carl Court's on the field again, and we'll tee it up at the 40-yard line and give it to Eureka at least one more time here. Still 9 minutes to go in the ball game. The Maroons very much in control now, 29-3. They've upped their halftime lead, which was 21-3. An additional 8 points with the safety and the touchdown. And I imagine we'll see some of the cleaner shirts getting in here very shortly and get some playing time. Court says he's all set. Maroons are set. Eureka ready to return this kickoff, and here's Court's kick. low line drive. That will bound a couple of times and be fielded. Well, no, it won't be fielded. Have to race back to the 10, and an immediate tackle. The ball's loose, and I think the Maroons have recovered another ball. They have. Ryan Schumacher was the initial man down on the play to knock the man who was trying to recover the ball for Eureka away from the ball, and I didn't see you recovered it for sure. Maybe you picked it up, but Schumacher's the one that kept the Eureka player from fielding the ball cleanly once he bobbled it.
Yeah, Jamie Queer recovered that fumble, and that's great because Jamie Queer is probably the second fastest to get down on kickoffs and punts after Chad Herzog on the team. So it's nice to see him get a little credit, come up with a fumble there, and a good play by Schumacher, like you said.
And it gives the Maroons a 1st and goal from just inside the 10-yard line. Meyer comes into the lineup late, the lineup at his guard spot in the offensive line as Sams waited patiently. Now he'll run option left, has an opening, cuts it inside, then is met strong by Keppel. There's Keppel again. If they didn't have him, Nate Sams would have a great night, but Keppel's controlled Nate Sams in those option runs for the most part, with maybe the exception of one run that I can recall where he picked up about 15 yards.
Yeah, well, he's an all-conference safety, and again, you know, like you say, he's a fine athlete, good basketball player, and he's made some good pursuit angles and kept Sams in check tonight for the most part. Nate only has 13 yards rushing, and a lot of that's attributed to Keppel. It looks like he's pretty much shadowing him out there.
1 yard gain, 2nd and goal from the 8. Pitch to Conley. Has a little bit of opening, but there's a flag on the play. He gets to the outside, spins, and gets very close to the goal line, and he might have made it, but there was a flag on the play, and this one's coming back, I believe. We had a hold or a clip or something out front as that play first started to develop. It's a clip. Clipping penalty against the Maroons will bring this one back. We're down to inside 8 minutes to go in the ball game. And Clinton on their way to their 8th victory on the year, leading by 26 points, I think it's safe to say. And we'll finish the regular season 8-1. But still got some of this game to play out. Conley got very close to making the touchdown run there, and that would have been a good one. He was forced to the outside and cut it outside again, and then got hit a couple yards short of the goal line, but he kept his momentum going, and I don't know if he actually broke the plane of the goal line or not, but he was very close when it looked like he might be chopped down about the 2 or 3 yard line. But all for naught, it comes back out to the 22-yard line on the clipping penalty. So this is 2nd and goal from the 22 for the Maroons. Sams will give it on a draw up the middle, and a little bit of running room, but not near enough to get the Maroons back inside the 10-yard line. I believe that was Jeff Wilson in the ball game now, and yep, Jeff Wilson runs it for about 4 or 5 yards on the play. Jeff, I think, has stepped in there at that fullback spot, so he'll come out as Parsons back in on 3rd and goal from the 18-yard line.
What's your 3rd and goal play here, Larry? Get it in the end zone?
I don't know. You know, in the air somehow. Herzog, maybe
I'd say do a senior would be
Helton.
good
Helton would
here.
be a good target again, possibly rolling out right. He's under some pressure. Can he unload it? No, he's going to have to run, and he gets knocked out of bounds about the 11-yard line. It'll be 4th and goal from the 11 coming up, if that's the spot the game. Now they're going to push him back out about the 12-yard line at least. And a field goal attempt maybe? Yep, here comes Jeremy Hinton. We're going to try for 3. Give Jeremy a chance to put another one through the uprights like he did last week, except this is going to be for a bit more distance now, maybe.
Distance, and he'll have the angle
closer
here.
To 30.
So this will be interesting to see how he handles this. Will be a 30-yard attempt. Is that what they're going to say?
I think he's just inside the 20-yard line out there,
okay.
So it's going to be 29 or 30. Let's see where he placed his tee there.
Again, he's at the angle though, so he'll have to he'll hook it here a little bit, and
from the right to sideline, which is what he did against Argenta. Big rush. There's no way this one's going to get off. It is blocked. And the Maroons recover the football. Curley picks it up. He's running toward the goal line. I don't think I've heard the whistle blow yet. And it's a touchdown for Curley.
Did we have a fake there? Was that not a fake?
Was it? Was it a fake? I never saw the boot. The Maroons made it look like they had blocked the kick. I don't know. Did he ever kick the football? This is when we need an instant replay. Curley runs it in the end zone, although
he allowed to advance the ball? I didn't know he was.
Hey, according to the officials, he's allowed to advance the ball. Eureka looks in disbelief, and Workhorse shrugging a little bit. It appeared that they had a big rush on it. It took a long time for that play to develop, and by the time Hinton kicked it, it looked like they had it swarmed under. We were looking for the ball, and finally the Maroons picked it up, and Andy Curley picks it up in a pile out there about the 12-yard line. He about stopped at the 5-yard line. He didn't even act like he was going to run it all the way in, then he finally ran it in the end zone. There was no whistle. Here's the kick by Hinton for the extra point. It looks good from here, and give us a sign, fellas. No, it's wide to the left side. Boy, they take their time before they finally tell us what happened. It's no good, wide to the left. Anyway, Andy Curley gets credit for a touchdown.
If I'm not mistaken, that's his 2nd career touchdown too. So I think he rumbled in with one from somehow last year, and Did he not score last year?
I can't remember that far back. Are you kidding? We're going to scratch our heads over that one a little bit. Take a break here. 6:52 to go in the ball game, and with the touchdown by Andy Curley, it's 35-3 Clinton.
Waiting for the 99-cent third of a pound double burger sale at Dairy Queen? Your time is now. Whenever we do this sale, we sell so many double burgers that we decided to give our friends and neighbors what they want. As long as you keep buying them, we'll keep selling them for 99 cents. That's our promise. We want to make you happy. And while you're visiting us at Dairy Queen, try our onion rings and breaded mushrooms and best desserts in town.
Eureka will take over after the kickoff. We'll check the line of scrimmage here in just a moment. One thing we can do, we'll have our Coaches Corner program with Chuck Nagel as usual Saturday morning on WHOW-FM radio and AM radio for that matter at about 9:30 or so, Coaches Corner, and we'll talk with the head coach and get his description of what exactly happened out there. It'll be first and 10 from only about the 13-yard line for Eureka. Again, they start with very poor field position here on this series, and we're going to see some subs out there now, Cameron, so we'll start giving some of these guys credit. Back to pass as Keppel makes the short pass, but it goes through the hands of the intended receiver, and he was wide open, but Rob Starr could not hang on. On the coverage was Wesley Graves, who's in the ball game now for the Maroons at one of those defense back positions. Wes Graves, who's a sophomore, 5'11", 140 pounds. Let's see, who else do we have in there?
Casey Hicks just checked in on the defensive line. I see Frankie Russell there on the nose guard. Wilson at linebacker. I can't see that right side of the line yet, but we'll pick them up here before long.
Clint Seaman is in at an end position defensively here on the left side. Keppel will hand it off on a delay, and he'll try to run it toward the middle of the field, and cutting outside but hanging on around the ankles was, I believe it was Graves, who make the tackle out about the 15, 16-yard line. A gain for Eureka of about 4 yards on the play. Did I get the wrong man? Double check in a second.
Well, we're going to have a problem with number 20 because they got Graves and Shane White wearing that same uniform number, so I don't believe... I know Shane White plays linebacker, and I think Graves is a defensive back, so that may have been Shane White.
Okay.
There on that tackle.
All right. Well, I might have been calling the wrong name earlier.
Well, they got 2 20s on the roster, so it's like the Schumacher-Sam thing early in the year.
Right.
We're going to have to try to figure it out. I think that's White at linebacker, though, number 20.
Randy Rich is in there also. Here's a pump fake and a throw downfield. The closest man to it was Lance Taylor racing across from his safety position. He looks like he's playing right now, but it goes incomplete as he chased after down here about the 35-yard line. It's 4th down and 7 coming up for Eureka, and this backup defense does the job and prevents them from picking up a first down. Travis Cornwell was in there also. And who else did we have in there? I thought I had one more that I wanted to pass along, but now they've trotted off the field in preparation for this punt by Eureka, and Parson and Herzog come back in to receive the punt. Keppel back just short of his goal line, awaiting the snap, has the football. Not too much pressure, gets a good boot out there that will chase the Maroons back, and neither player is going to field it. It'll bounce dead about the 43-yard line in Clinton territory, where it's down by Eureka. And Clinton will have a first down and 10 with 5 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the ball game. Maroons already leading 35-3, and we understand it's 18-7 now, St. Teresa, in the third period of play. So the Bulldogs right now, although there's still at least more than a quarter to go in that ball game, might be on their way to the conference crown if they can maintain their lead over Sullivan from what we hear. And that's, I guess, not real surprising, because when we played them a few weeks ago, they look like a pretty solid football team down there. They'll be in Class 2A in the playoffs, and I think they can go some places in that class, don't you?
Yeah, St. Teresa should have a good line. I know they've had a long history of winning, and I know they won a couple state championships there in that 2A bracket. So I think it'd be good for the Ocal Conference if St. Teresa were to do well down there, and it just shows that Clinton had that much more tougher an opponent than maybe some people suspected early on in the season.
Well, let's talk about that. We'll have 3 teams in the playoffs, it looks like, from the conference. Obviously, St. Teresa with an 8-1 record. Their only loss coming in their opener. Then they plugged in a bunch of those sophomores and got that team going and won their next 8 ball games. Our squad, and of course Sullivan will finish 7-2, and they'll be in the playoffs also, most likely in Class 3A like the Maroons. Schumacher's in at quarterback, and the first down running play will go nowhere for the Maroons as Jeff Wilson gets the handoff and a stop for a 1-yard loss. So now the Maroons with a bunch of subs in there on offense too, and we'll try to pick them up for you. The quarterback's easy to pick out. Instead of having a 9 on his back now, he's wearing a 32, which is not normally a quarterback number, but it makes it easy for us to recognize it's Ryan Schumacher, in contrast with that Tolona Unity game, the second game of the year, when he was wearing a 9 also. trying to play tricks on us in that ball game. Made it a little difficult for us. Up to the line of scrimmage. We've got Wilson, and I believe it's Conley in the backfield. Conley, I believe, is the man who got the call, trying the left side, and a good push by the offensive line this time. Gets it across the 45 to about the 46-yard line, a gain of maybe about 4 yards or so on the play. But third down, here's a flag thrown well after the play. As I think some players are getting frustrated out there. We have a personal foul coming up against Eureka. I think they're a little frustrated. You know, they got very frustrated last year as we defeated them on their field 65-0, and there wasn't a lot of pleasantries exchanged in that ball game, especially late in that contest. And now the Maroons with a 35-3 in this ball game this year with over 4 minutes to go in the ball game. And Eureka, apparently some of their players getting a little tired of it out there.
Yeah, it's been a long night for them, and it's been a tough season. Like you said, they've lost a couple of tough ones, and I can understand the frustration building up, especially for some of their seniors here.
Down to 4:40 to go in the ball game. Clock running, and the Maroons with the penalty. First down at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Conley takes the pitch, gets a block, cuts it upfield, but then it's caught from behind and dropped as he got close to the line of scrimmage. Did a lot of running, but very little gain, if any, on the play. He came out quickly as he tried to get to the outside. And let's see, it's actually a 1-yard loss on the play, pushed back to about the 38-yard line. Well, there was a smattering of games being played tonight, and then some more being played tomorrow night, so we'll learn some of the results throughout the state, nail down some playoff positions tonight, and then some more tomorrow night. So we get 2 nights of high school football scores now, don't we? So we go home and review it on TV and read it in the paper tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I think it's nice that Clinton schedules this last final game of the season on a Thursday. It gives them that extra day off, which won't be a day off. I'm sure they'll at least have a light workout, but it gives them a little more time to recuperate for that quick game coming up here next Wednesday.
And you don't have all weekend to write your article either. You got to do it right away.
Yeah. Go to work.
Have to get up early and go to work. I like that. That's good for you. Here's Schumacher in the option. Takes a hard hit, but stays on his feet. He bounced off Keppel's attempted tackle. And then there's a little wrestling match back there between Keppel and one of the linemen. And here's another flag thrown. I'm not sure what that was all about, but John Fenton and Keppel kind of ran into each other, and Keppel tried to pin him, I think. I'm not sure. It was a little wrestling move out there. And I think they got hit with the penalty on it. That was after Keppel bounced off Schumacher and didn't make the tackle, and he must have been a little frustrated about it. He's looking toward the bench and sticking his hands out like, what did I do here? I don't understand. But it's another personal foul against Eureka. And I think the coach wants to come out and talk it over with the official and find out what's going on. He's going to use a timeout here and talk to his team, get them settled down. We'll take a break also. 3:32 to go in the ball game. The Maroons handily in front right now, 35-3, but we'll be back with the final 3 minutes of this ball game in just a moment.
At Monocle's Pizza, we're introducing the 2 Big Pizza Deal. Some deals give you 21 pieces, some 24. Monocle's 2 Big Deals gives you 64 pieces, all for $11.95. You get all of the traditional Monocle's quality spread over 2 large pizzas with 64 pieces for $11.95. Price is good for 1-topping pizzas. Additional toppings available at extra cost. Available carry-out only. Breadsticks and family salads also available for carry-out.
Down to 3 minutes and 22 seconds to go in this ball game. Maroons are up 35-3. Another personal foul penalty against Eureka has given the Maroons another first down for their backup offense that's in here now for this last series. They're at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. What's going on here?
I think we need to get Phil to maybe possibly tape some of this lap here, which is about to happen here on the side.
Are the parents going to make a run around the field? Is that what's going on here?
Very possibly.
Okay, well, he's going to follow the play right now as Ryan Conley makes the run and gets it down close to the 10-yard line. That's a good run on first down for the Maroons, and Ryan Conley got about 8 yards on it. 2nd down to 2. The parents here, let's see, we got Ben Nichols' dad out there and Ben Helton's dad, Chad Herzog's dad. Who else do we have out here? I believe Jesse John's dad is participating in this, and a couple other the senior dads are going to take the big C. Clinton flag here that's on the front stretch, and they're going to run it around the track very shortly. A relay run. On the 2nd down and 2, Jeff Wilson gets the call and tries a punch in the middle and very little gain on the play. We'll have 3rd down and 2 coming up. Phil, we'll try to give you a warning here, and maybe you can pick up a little bit of this. Here comes Jesse Johns running down the track. And go ahead and follow this for a little bit, Phil. We'll let people know what's going on the football field. In the meantime, Jesse hands off to Ben Nichols' dad wearing his son's visiting uniform. Jesse's going to keep running. Easy, Jesse, easy. There's a flag on the play as the Maroons push it very close to the first down. We'll wait and see what the flag is. Pick it up there, Dick. Come on. There's a flag on the play. We'll see what the penalty is here, as the Maroons appear to have it inside the 10-yard line for a 1st and goal, but this might be coming back. You've got another handoff here. And who is that?
Lead up Mr. Parson on the far sideline.
I can't tell for sure. Well, the relay continues. Now watch out here. We got Chad Herzog's dad taking over now. He's a speedster, Dave Herzog.
Thought he'd be ready for the stretch run, but
we got 2 more handoffs coming up. Oh, 3 more handoffs coming up. I think that was the quickest time so far there. All right, a penalty on the Maroons has pushed it back. It's 3rd down and about 8. Schumacher hands it off, and the Maroons have it now inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line as you continue to watch this relay. That was a quick leg there. I'm not sure, was that Steve Long possibly a moment ago? And they complete the tour of the track all the way around. Here's one more handoff, it looks like. But the flag makes its tour. It's 4th down and 5 for the Maroons on the football field as you watch this. And look at the flag. The flag has had a rough life making it around the track. It's all tangled up. 4th down and 5 for the Maroons. And Conley gets the call, trying to stay on his feet and get the 1st down, and is very close to getting the 1st down. I think he might have made it to the 9-yard line. We're down to it's a good thing we got the ambulance here. They might need some oxygen. Those parents, those dads. Down to 1:28 to go in the ball game. And Conley's run, I think, got the 1st down. It's 1st and goal for the Maroons inside the 10. Oh, it was a lot of fun to watch that. In the meantime, these guys overcame a penalty on the football field and were able to get the 1st down. Schumacher has him up to the line of scrimmage with the split backfield behind him. He'll hand it off, and this isn't going to go too far at all for Jeff Wilson. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Down to 70 seconds to go in the ball game. It'll be 2nd and goal from just inside the 10 for the Maroons.
1 minute to play.
As you heard, just 60 seconds ago in the contest, and most of this crowd has stuck around to see the Maroons notch their 8th victory on the year and go into the playoffs with an 8-1 record. Schumacher again with the call. Fakes to Connolly. Instead, he'll keep the football. Almost slipped and went down, and maybe got to the 9 before he goes down. Maybe time for one more play. 37 seconds to go in the ball game. And there's another late flag thrown. Another player very upset down there for Eureka. And I think we're going to have another penalty against the Hornets here, but we'll wait and see. Stops the clock with 33 seconds to go. You know, I really don't think the Maroons are wanting to run up the score here in Eureka, necessarily score another touchdown. They've had their 2nd string defense. I hate to use that term, but their backup defense in there. But Eureka's just begging them to put some more points on the board by helping them toward the goal line. They're at the 5-yard line now. 3rd and goal from the 5. And watch out down here in the sideline. As soon as this game's over, Chuck Nagel got a short ride after the last ball game. He might get a ride on the shoulders of these players after this ball game.
He just instructed them on something here.
Here's Conley up the middle. Very close. I haven't seen it from the officials yet. The players are saying touchdown, but he is short of the goal line, just short of the goal line with 10 seconds to go. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Chuck let the clock run out.
Oh, we got the water cooler here coming up for Chuck.
Do we have?
I don't know if he's ready for that.
Can we get a shot of the sideline here? Is the water cooler coming? The clock has run out. This ball game is over. And he does get hit with the water cooler. As we're going to tell everybody it was Ben Helton, so Chuck finds out. Chuck is a little chilly now, but he's a happy coach as the Maroons defeated Eureka 35-3. We'll come back and recap this 8th victory of the year, a school record for the Clinton Maroons, in just a moment. Here at Clinton High School, the Maroons have defeated Eureka 35-3. Their final game of the regular season goes in the win column. They finish at 8 wins against just the 1 loss to Decatur St. Teresa. And a fine record for the Maroons, the best ever in school history. That's what they were gunning for, and they got it done here with the 8 victories. That tops the previous best 7-2 by most recently the 1984 team, and I believe there were a few other teams previous to that had gone 7-2 also. But 8-1 is a new school record for a team in a single season. And Cameron, really, the Maroons pretty well dominated this one throughout. There were just a few times when Eureka was able to get a little something going, but defensively, a very strong performance by the Maroons, and offensively, they got a lot of things done positively in this ball game also.
Yeah, I think they accomplished what they wanted to tonight. They wanted to control the game, not let it get out of hand either way, and work on some things. And I think they got Matt Parson going up the middle. I think they got Josh Carter working on the outside. Defensively, they were very sound. With save for that one, a pair of 50-yard runs, Eureka would have hardly any yards rushing at all tonight, and they were ineffective passing, so the defense looked great. Special teams, for the most part, was very steady. Good kickoffs, good kicks on extra points, and of course Andy Curley's big touchdown off of that I guess a blocked field goal. I mean, it's just an all-around a good effort, and I think they got a lot of people to play tonight. I think that'll save a little wear and tear for the short week coming up. And it's just a good all-around win. I think this is about as good as you could have expected this win tonight.
They kept Ben Nichols out all night tonight, and we didn't see him go on the field at all. Hopefully Ben is healing up nicely, and he'll be ready for the playoffs because he's a very instrumental man for this team. Obviously, they've shown that they can win without him, but we're going to be playing some pretty high-caliber teams when we start the playoffs, and it sure be nice to have the big 6'5" tight end and defensive end and punter, a guy that can do a lot of things back in, ready to play by Wednesday night. So hopefully that'll be the case. And they didn't use Doug Hammer as much as they probably normally would have. Hopefully he's able to rest that ankle up, and so it appears we're healing up pretty good shape, and hopefully we'll be in pretty good shape for that first round game on Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't think Ben's injury is serious by any means. I mean, if they had to have played for a win tonight, I think he certainly would have been out there, and it's nice